This is Akashvani, Thiruvananthapuram. Good evening, listeners. In tonight's English program, let's listen to an interesting talk based on safe use of internet by Adarsh Nair. He's the director and global head of information security, UST Global, and commander in Kerala Police Cyberdome. The topic is safe use of internet for a secure digital life.
Hello dear listeners, good evening. It is truly an honor to be part of this esteemed platform that has been the voice of our nation for decades. Today, we are diving into a topic that touches each and every one of us in this digital age. We will explore the security aspects of our digital landscape, exploring what cybersecurity is, why it is essential, and how you, as a user, can navigate this dynamic world safely. What is cybersecurity? Basically, it is a shield for your online life, protecting you from cyber threats and attacks. Now, why does it matter? Think about the vast amount of personal information we share online, our photos, messages, financial transactions, and more. Remember that our online presence is as important as our tangible assets. Let's begin by understanding why cybersecurity is not just a luxury but a necessity in our interconnected lives. Our online presence has an abundance of personal and sensitive information. Our interconnected world thrives on the exchange of information. Social media connect us. Online banking simplifies transactions, and email keep us in the loop. However, this connectivity comes with its own set of risks. Imagine a world where your digital presence is as unprotected as a home without locks. That is a reality without cybersecurity. Cyber threats are not static. They evolve, becoming more sophisticated over time, making digital security an indispensable part of our lives. From phishing scams to financial frauds, the threats are many, but the goal of cybersecurity remains the same: to protect our personal and financial information. Each time we log on, share or transact online, cybersecurity is what keeps our data from falling into the wrong hands. How many of you are aware of social engineering? I'm confident that many of you have seen it, experienced it. Social engineering is a form of manipulation that exploits human weaknesses in order to obtain confidential information, access, or valuables. A classic example is phishing emails, in which attackers impersonate a trustworthy entity in an email to trick victims into disclosing their passwords or any other sensitive information. Some of us may have received calls posing as bank representatives, offering to increase your credit limit or alerting you to a suspicious transaction. The attackers will create a panic situation and force you to share sensitive information such as passwords or OTPs. Be wary of such scams. Banks and other trustworthy organizations will never ask you to share your PIN or OTP. In another incident involving a friend of mine, the caller informed the individual that a parcel addressed to them had been seized by the police for containing illegal substances. To make the scam more convincing, the caller mentioned having the individual's Aadhaar number, email addresses, and some other personally identifiable information. The caller demanded a fine and informed them that they were proceeding with further steps. My friend, caught in a moment of panic, quickly transferred the money to the fraudsters. This incident serves as a stark reminder that cyber fraud can target anyone, even those who are generally aware and cautious about online scams. The key advice for handling such situations is not to react impulsively. In the case of Aadhaar authentication, only the last 4 digits of Aadhaar numbers are required. We can share a masked Aadhaar with the required entity, which displays only the last 4 digits. It is critical to keep our minds alert in such situations. Now let's talk about an everyday internet user. Cyber hygiene refers to the essential practices for the everyday internet user to maintain a healthy and secure digital life. As we navigate our digital world, the concept of cyber hygiene becomes paramount. It starts with the basics, passwords. The first line of defense against cyber threats. It shockingly, password PASSWORD or 123456 are some of the passwords that remain widely used. Always choose strong, unique passwords. Consider using a passphrase that is easy to remember for you but hard for others to guess. For example, silver lining clouds. Here, the characters can be tweaked, like dollar symbol instead of S, 3 instead of E, 0 instead of O, etc. Treat your passwords like your toothbrush. Change them regularly and don't share them with anyone. That's why password hygiene is crucial. Don't reuse the passwords just like you wouldn't use the same key for your house, car, and office. And consider multi-factor authentication MFA as an extra layer of protection. Instead of just asking for username and password, MFA requires additional verification such as a code sent to your phone, a fingerprint, or a facial scan. This extra layer of security makes it much harder for attackers to breach accounts even if they have stolen your password. MFA enhances protections against unauthorized access. Be cautious of unsolicited messages or emails asking for personal information. If it feels fishy, it probably is. Now let's consider the scenario we encounter daily. Have you been asked for your date of birth at a supermarket checkout? It is worth asking if it is truly necessary. Social media platforms are fertile grounds for impersonators. A common scam involves fraudsters posing as you and requesting money from your friends through social media accounts. Always verify through direct, separate communication before acting on such requests. This is where the principle of zero trust comes into play. Always verify the necessity of sharing your information and the authenticity of the requester. Logging out properly from any application, such as Facebook, is just as important as locking your front door when you leave home. It wraps up your online sessions neatly, keeping unwanted guests out of your digital space. Similarly, take care of your ATM PIN and avoid storing sensitive information like credit card photos or PIN on your phone. These actions protect you from threats in both the digital and physical worlds. Next, let's explore mobile devices. Mobile devices are integral to our daily lives. They are also prime targets for cyber criminals. To ensure your device safety, it is vital to implement strong passwords, use fingerprint or facial recognition features, and keep your operating system and applications updated. Updating to the latest version protects you from potential threats and vulnerabilities. Be cautious with public Wi-Fi networks. They can be hotspots for hackers to intercept your data. Always remember, installing apps only from trusted sources like Play Store or App Store. Also practice reviewing the permissions that you give to apps on your phone. Grant only those permissions that are required. Why does a calculator app need camera permission? Think critically before proceeding with any action. Remember that your mobile device is a gateway to your personal and financial information. Protecting it means protecting yourself. Have you ever heard of deepfakes created using artificial intelligence AI? It can seem like magic and look surprisingly real. The technological marvel of AI brings with it the challenges of deepfakes, blurring the lines between reality and fabrication. These AI-generated videos or audios can be surprisingly convincing, which greatly requires us to be more skeptical, especially during video calls. Many of you may have heard of an incident in our state where a scammer looted money using AI through a WhatsApp video call. The fraudsters impersonated the victim's friend or relative and asked for money as though they were in distress. In this age, verifying identities is more crucial than ever. And here is another example. Fraudsters impersonating customer service representatives. They may ask you to dial a code for the purpose of service. but it can actually redirect all your calls to a different number. This includes the OTPs that you receive on your number, which can compromise your finances. Another tactic involves fraudsters claiming to have previously used your phone number and hence their OTPs are still delivered to that number. Under the guise of resetting some of their accounts like Facebook or emails, they ask for the OTPs you receive. Never share sensitive information unless you are confident in its legitimacy. While convenient, UPI transactions have opened new avenues for scammers. For example, QR code scams. Here the scammers deceive a victim saying, "You have this refund from this store and I am their representative who will assist you with getting the refund. You need to scan this QR code and enter your UPI PIN. By doing so, your own money will be stolen." Vigilance in UPI transactions is non-negotiable, and to receive money, you don't need to enter your PIN. Make sure to read the OTP messages, especially if they are about money transfers. Ensure that the amount in the messages match the amount you expect to transfer. In our digital age, responsibility extends beyond personal security to include the digital well-being of our community. Being a responsible internet consumer means being cautious about the information we share and being aware of security aspects. Always verifying facts before sharing them contributes to a safer digital environment for all and help curb misinformation. By any chance, if you become a victim of any cybercrime, please do not hesitate to file your complaint. You can directly register by calling 1930 or through the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal cybercrime.gov.in. Today, we have explored the various aspects of cybersecurity, from the basics of cyber hygiene to the complexities of advanced threats. We can all take steps towards a safer digital future by adopting strong cyber hygiene practices, being vigilant against scams, and fostering a culture of digital responsibility. Thank you for joining this journey towards becoming more informed, secure, and proactive digital citizen. Stay aware, stay secure, and let's be the digital superheroes our interconnected world needs. Security is not my job, not your job, but it's our job. Thank you.
Safe use of internet for a secure digital life. That was a talk given by Adarsh Nair, Director and Global Head, Information Security, UST Global, Commander in Kerala Police Cyberdome. Thank you so much for listening. This broadcast came to you from Akashvani, Thiruvananthapuram.